In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a template for a profile portrait. The first thing I kind of do is I draw a circle, which kind of stands for the top of the head. And then I draw this shape that kind of goes straight down at first, and then it curves over for the jaw. And about halfway in, I go ahead and I go up, okay? Then I try to go ahead and put in something that stands for kind of the back of the neck and for the front of the neck and maybe the front of the chest. Okay. Once I have this much, I can go ahead and put in those proportions that we've talked about before, where the eyes are about halfway down. So I'm checking my halfway measure. That's about here. And then the nose would be halfway between the eyes and the chin, and the mouth would be closer to the nose than the bottom. Now, of course, you're going to want to be looking at a person or a reference picture, something to give you information. Now, I'm going to lift up a lot of that circle because I really don't need it beyond that little bit. Now, there's, of course, a lot of ways to set up a template. And some people just start with one thing and start to draw. But if you want a good chance at getting your proportions right, then it's a good idea to set this up beforehand so you're not kind of getting confused and drawing things just kind of in random places, and then all of your effort is for nothing because everything looks out of place. So I am actually looking at a picture of the actress Yalitza Aparicio. And I am just checking out how her face looks on the side. So I went ahead and drew it, and you'll notice the nose shape actually sticks out beyond this, and the lips do too. And then, you know, everybody has a slightly different chin shape, so you really have to look. But I did the in and out of the lips, and I did the beginning of the nose. Now, the other thing is I like to do, I start an eye by doing like a triangle that kind of goes looking forward. And then I can go ahead and modify that triangle so that it looks like an eye. I'm going to put the eyelid in. And Aparicio has some pretty eyelashes, so I'm going to draw those in. And she's got a little bit of a kind of the occipital bone showing right here. So I am going ahead and drawing those features in. Going to do kind of an elliptical shape for the eye, and you can make the eyelid kind of wrap around also. Okay, get things like eyebrows in. Now, the interesting thing about profile views is, you know, just like regular straight face forward views, is that most of the face is just the things we think are the most important about a face, which is, you know, the eyes, mouth, and nose. They're just the very little kind of structures right here at the front of the face. They don't take up a huge amount. What mostly is our brain. That's what's taking up most of the space here. So you kind of want to take that into account and don't draw these features too big, because the truth is they don't take up a huge amount of space here. Most of it is brain and hair. In Aparicio's case, she's got nice long hair, so it kind of covers that. The whole back area is her hair. Now she has got this kind of chin that goes like that, and then it comes down to her neck in this picture. So again, we can spend time doing shading to make this thing have a little bit of 3D and looking at details from your picture so that you can kind of get a sense of the actual person you're drawing. Now, some profile views, you can actually see a little bit of the other eye popping out, depending on the nose shape. If the nose doesn't have a super high bridge, this part is called the bridge of the nose, then sometimes you can actually see, and in this photograph, I can actually see a little bit of Aparicio's oops, I just started to speak Spanish, y'all. Other eye. So you can also, if you have a reference picture that you're looking at, you can go ahead and draw that other part in too. Okay. Okay, I'm going to erase anything I don't need here. And I see just a little bit of her ear appearing from underneath the hair, so I'm just going to hint at that. Noticing the edge of her hairline, it kind of comes right down by her ear, so I'm going to do that. And then, of course, you could spend some time shading, okay? So just a quick review. You start out with a circle, then you draw this kind of wedge shape, and you draw the neck, okay? So once you have that much, that will make sure that you don't look like you have an extra small head. You really want to have enough space for the brain to be in, okay? And, you know, when you get the hair on, usually you see it like this. Different people do have different shapes of heads. So, of course, if you're drawing an actual person, you want to look at the person and kind of figure out what the shapes of their faces are. So I'm making the nose stick out beyond. A little triangle will get you a placement line. I'm doing a kind of an M shape from the side to stand for the mouth. And of course, looking at somebody or a picture will always help you. And then the ear, you can go ahead and do a C that goes from around where the eyebrows would be to the top lip, more or less. So the ears are kind of, you know, bigger than we usually think. And then the last thing is you can draw that triangle shape to get the eye started. Okay, so that'll get you a pretty decent profile. And then from there on out, you can go ahead and do observation to figure out what these things actually need to look like. Okay. And then, of course, get your hair in however you want your hair to be. Okay, look at somebody's hair to get an idea of how that would all work. All right, my friends, there you go. Follow along and do your best to get a decent looking portrait out of this, okay?